Hey, this is Try English. Every video here helps you speak English more naturally and confidently. So, take a deep breath and let's try English together.
Hello. I want to tell you about my new job. I started last month, and I was very excited. The company is great, and the work is interesting. But I was also very, very nervous. It wasn't about the work, you know? I can do the work. I was nervous about the people. I'm very shy, and talking to new people is hard for me. Small talk is the hardest thing. I never know what to say. My mind just goes empty. It feels like a big test, and I always think I will fail. I just want to be friendly, but my shyness is like a big wall. It stops me from speaking. My office is an open office. That means there are no walls between the desks. I can see everyone, and everyone can see me. This is very difficult for a shy person. I feel like I am on a stage all day. Near my desk, there is a coffee machine. The coffee machine is a very popular place. People go there to get coffee, of course, but they also go there to talk. They laugh and share stories about their weekend or their pets. I wanted to get coffee, but I was too scared to go there. I was afraid someone would talk to me. It's funny, right? I wanted to talk, but I was also scared to talk. So, for the first week, I was very quiet. I came to my desk in the morning, and I started my work. I didn't look at anyone. I just looked at my computer screen. When I needed a drink, I brought water from home in my bottle. This way, I didn't need to go to the coffee machine. At lunchtime, I ate my sandwich at my desk. I ate very quickly. I saw my colleagues go to the kitchen together. They sat at the big table and ate and talked. It looked nice. It looked friendly. I felt a little sad and very lonely. I wanted to be with them, but I didn't know how to break the ice. Every day was the same. I worked hard. I was a good worker, but I was a silent worker. My manager said, "Maya, you are doing great work." I was happy to hear that, but I knew that work was only one part of the job. The other part was being part of the team, and I was not part of the team. I was just a person at a desk. At the end of the first week, on Friday afternoon, I felt so tired. Not from the work, but from being so nervous all the time. I went home and I thought, this needs to change. Next week I will try. I will try to say something. But I had no idea what I would say. So, after that first week, I had my plan. My big, scary plan. On Monday morning, I was going to say good morning to one person. I thought about who it should be. I decided on David. He was the man with the kind smile who sat near the window. He seemed friendly and not too loud. I walked into the office, and my heart was beating so fast. It was like I was going to give a big presentation. I saw him at his desk. I took a deep breath. I walked towards my desk, and I knew I had to pass his desk. This was my chance. I told myself, just say it, Maya. Just 2 words. As I walked past his desk, I looked at him. He was typing on his computer. He didn't see me. For a second, I was happy. I thought, okay, I can just go to my desk. But then I remembered my promise to myself. I stopped. I said, very quietly, good morning. He didn't hear me. My voice was too small. I felt so silly. I was about to walk away, but then he looked up. He saw me standing there. He took off his headphones and said, "Sorry, did you say something?" My face felt so hot. I was so embarrassed. I wanted the floor to open and swallow me. But I took another breath and I said, a little louder this time, "Good morning, David." He smiled. It was a really nice smile. He said, "Oh, good morning, Maya. How was your weekend?" My brain stopped working. I prepared for good morning. I did not prepare for a question. My mind was completely empty. I just stood there for a second. Then I said the first thing I thought of. It was good. I watched TV. It sounded so boring. He just nodded and said, "Nice. Well, have a good day." Then he put his headphones back on and went back to his work. The whole conversation was maybe 10 seconds long. I walked to my desk and sat down. My hands were shaking. I felt like I had just run a marathon. I spent the next hour thinking about those 10 seconds. I thought about all the better things I could have said. I could have said, "It was good. Thank you. How was your weekend?" That would have been polite. Or I could have said what I watched on TV. That would have been more interesting. I felt like such a failure. My first try at small talk was so awkward. I was sure David thought I was strange. I decided I would not try to talk to anyone ever again. It was too hard. It was too stressful. But then something happened in the afternoon. Something I did not expect at all. So after David said that, everything changed. It was such a small thing. He told me he also watched TV all weekend. He understood. He didn't think I was boring or strange. He was just being kind. That one sentence from him took away so much of my fear. I realized that small talk isn't a test. It's not about saying the perfect, most interesting thing. It's just about making a small connection. His kindness showed me that people are not as scary as I thought. The next day, I felt much more relaxed when I came into the office. I didn't feel like I was walking into a scary place anymore. A few days later, I was making tea in the kitchen. Chloe, the woman with the red hair, came in. My first thought was to run away, but I stayed. She was looking for a spoon. She couldn't find one. I knew where they were. I opened a drawer and gave one to her. She said, "Oh, thank you. You're a lifesaver." Then she looked at my mug. It had a picture of a cartoon cat on it. She said, "I love your mug. It's so cute." I was surprised. I just said, "Thanks. I like cats." She smiled and said, "Me too. I have 2 of them." And for the next minute, we talked about cats. It was easy. It wasn't scary at all. After a few weeks, these small moments started to happen more and more. I learned that I didn't need to start a big conversation. I could just make a small comment or ask a simple question. I started saying good morning to more people, and they always said it back with a smile. I started eating my lunch in the kitchen sometimes. I didn't always talk, but I listened to my colleagues' conversations. I learned more about them. I learned that they were all just normal people like me. They had good days and bad days. They worried about things too. Small talk was just their way of being friendly and supportive with each other. In the end, I learned that the secret to small talk was not about talking. It was about listening. It was about noticing small things like a mug or a new haircut. It was about being helpful, like showing someone where the spoons are. I also learned that it's okay to be quiet sometimes. I am still a shy person. I will probably never be the loudest person in the room, like Chloe. But that's okay. I can be Maya, the quiet but friendly colleague. Now, going to the coffee machine is not scary. It's just a chance to get a coffee and maybe share a smile with someone. It turns out making friends at work was not impossible. It was actually a piece of cake, one small bite at a time.
Great job today! Every time you try English, you get better and better. Keep going, keep smiling calm, and I'll see you in the next lesson.